All right.
Okay.
Teng. Teng.
Tongue.
Did I say it right? Spelled with a T with an E.
Tang was actually a artificial drink that they took into space in those NASA launches
Oh, really?
that we used to get as kids when I was a wee boy.
I
Yeah.
don't know anything about
No,
that.
you wouldn't because they discontinued it a long time ago. Orange flavored drink powder that mixed with water, and
So this is not that.
it is not that. Thank God. This awful stuff. And no, tongue is the third eye.
Okay.
That's all. So, and that's all. Yeah. But so it's sometimes they refer to it as the highest level of mind. So I mean, these are all just descriptions, right? This is for the words, and but it's the third eye basically. And so again, it's sort of the think of it as an aperture on a camera. So its primary job is to receive information. It's your perceptual. You know, uh, you're receiving information that's in the exterior world from you. So you see that information, and it's not just the visual stuff, but everything, right? So all of that information comes in, even though it may come through different sensory organs or whatever. They think that it all accumulates in tongue, and sort of that's the aperture that grabs the information and pulls it in and lets the crown chakra sort it out. It's sort of like the computer. So this would be the aperture for the information coming in, and this is the computer that sorts it out, right? So yeah, so that's tongue. They say that if it's developed well enough, not only do you have all of the things that we've heard about and go along with, right, as that psychic center becomes more prominent, and clairvoyance and all of that, and but also that it's on the physical end, that it will help you gain control over the nervous centers in your body. So the way the motor nerves react, and even the sensory nerves react in the spinal column and all of that, that you have more control over your nervous center. So on the physical end of things, that's one of the ideas that is promoted, that gaining more access to that, having more control over it, will give you more control over the nervous centers in your body. So, that can only be borne out by practice to see if that's the truth or not. So, anyway, so this is one of those ones that doesn't have fingers either interlaced or open, right? It's just a different configuration. So, I'm taking my left hand and I'm, sort of making my three fingers closed in and my index finger out straight. And then from here, I'm taking my other hand and wrapping it around my index finger. So my right hand wraps around the index finger, and my nail of my thumb goes to the basically the tip of my index finger, somewhere around the corner of my fingernail. Okay, so like this, and that's the idea.
So if it's your yeah, right. So if it's your right hand is
Mm-hmm.
wrapping around your left index finger, and so the right side of your thumb is pressing again. Yeah, the right side of that corner of your nail
Mm-hmm.
on your thumb is pressing against
The corner of the nail, the
the
lower
right
corner of the nail on your index finger on the left.
the left finger, but that's still the right side of the left
Correct.
finger, right?
Yep.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, all right. Cool. And we'll
Okay.
get some really good pictures of that,
Yeah, so
but
you can see
again,
the
just
exact location. I mean, it's going to, it varies a little bit, but it should be about like that. And of course, the beam comes through the index finger, right? So, and that's the idea. So, and you want to keep, don't, whenever you're doing these, you don't want to sort of have your wrist at a
hold your
90
hand up just a
degree.
little
Yeah,
higher. Yeah.
you don't want to have your wrist at a 90-degree angle. You want to kind of keep it as straight as you can when you're doing these. So that's the first one, then the second, and you're good to go. Okay, so, and the beam comes out from the tip of the index finger. That's what you're pointing at. And in this case, with this diagram, you're going right for that box, right in the center of the box there. Okay, so that's tongue, or the third eye.
Right.
And
And that one being a little different in that horizontal configuration.
yeah, because it's a little wider
Just
diagram.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be configured that way in the download, but at
Yep.
the same time, just making sure that people know that that's not a mistake, that it's on its side like
Right,
that,
right,
because
right, right.
sometimes it can be a little confusing because it's
Sure.
not like they're letters that we know or whatever,
Right.
right?
And,
So,
with these last three, I think all three of those are like that because they're spread out a little bit more. They have a little more width to them than they do vertic.
are you sure? I thought I thought Dow was still, this page was still in a
Maybe.
portrait
I'll
mode.
take a look at it.
I want to make clear in my head, make
Yeah,
sure I have
yeah.
it all right,
I'll make sure, but
Yeah, when
it's
we
like
hold
I
it up.
think of it at least, some of these next two diagrams are like spread out more, so it's got a landscape on the page as
Right.
opposed to portrait.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it. It's not a mistake.
Okay.
Yeah. So other than that, I mean, that's it for tongue. It's just think of it always as being in its primed state. It's objective and relatively cold, meaning that it takes the information in without interpreting it. So we use the other chakras to interpret the information that we glean. So mostly through hua, so through the the brain, the computer, the mind, and but sometimes with the heart as well. So we're sort of blending those two, but this is just bringing in all the information that we need in order to make decisions about what to do next. So, yeah,
Cool.
yeah, that's it.
All right. On to the next.
On to the next.